Hi everyone, it's Gina from Gina K Designs and welcome to another Foil It Friday video. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Poly-Glaze Stencil-Mates in the Starstruck pattern with our new Starstruck stencil. The Stencil-Mates are fantastic for blending foil and stenciling together. They come in a 6x6 sheet size and there's 6 sheets in each pack. To begin, I'm going to cut a piece of deco-foil. I'm using the deco-foil gold in these 6x12 sheets. I can get 2 Stencil-Mates out of 1 sheet of this deco-foil gold transfer sheet. So I have a piece here and I'm putting it on top of my Poly-Glaze sheet, and then I'm going to use a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut it in half. Then I can use the other half for another card. Now I like to use a Swiffer duster to dust inside of my carrier sheet, on the back of the foil, and on top of the Poly-Glaze sheet to remove any dust that would make the foil not stick to the Poly-Glaze. You can do this with toner sheets too. Then once I have that gold foil on top of my Poly-Glaze sheet, I'm going to place it into the carrier sheet. And then I'm going to set my mink onto setting 3 and I'm going to let it heat up. Now the mink heats up in about 1 to 3 minutes, and once that light turns green, it's ready to go. So I'm going to place the carrier sheet with the fold side in first, and then once the rollers grab it, I'm going to let go and let it pull it through the mink machine. Then once it comes out the other side, I'm going to peel and reveal the beautiful foiled results. Look at how beautiful that deco foil looks on the Poly-Glaze sheets. So now it's time to do some stenciling. I'm going to use some pixie tape to tape down my Poly-Glaze sheet, and then I'm going to tape the stencil right on top. You want to make sure that it lines up perfectly, and once you have it in place, you can use pixie tape, purple tape, whatever tape you have to secure it onto the Poly-Glaze sheet. And I'm putting pixie tape on all 4 sides just to keep everything still and steady. Now starting with Wild Dandelion ink, I'm just going with a real heavy hand and just randomly blending this yellow ink all over parts of this stencil. This is going to be a really bright, fun design. So I'm using Tangerine Twist next, and I'm blending that into the yellow. And then my final color is going to be Passionate Pink. And so I'm blending Passionate Pink in the empty spots, a little over the orange and a little over the yellow. And once I get this Passionate Pink done, I'm going to peel and reveal the beautiful blended stars on top of that gorgeous foil design. I love the way these colors look together. It reminds me of candy. It's so bright and fun. And you can see how beautiful those stars look, all ink blended, and then there's that shine. Now next I'm going to cut down this Poly-Glaze sheet. So I'm going to use my paper cutter, and because it's a 6-inch sheet, I'm going to cut these down in 1/2-inch increments. So I started at 5.5, and then I'm going to go to 5 and 4.5 and 4, all the way down to cut strips of this gorgeous foiled design. Now I'm doing 1/2-inch strips. You could do 1-inch strips or 3/4-inch strips. Just don't go any smaller than 1/2 inch for this, or you kind of lose the design. They don't really look like stars anymore, and you want to make sure that you can see the stars. Now I'm mixing these up a little bit, and I'm going to cut this one in half first because I don't need that much. But I'm mixing them up so they're not too patterned, and then I'm just taping them down on an angle down a piece of black cardstock. And this piece of black cardstock is cut to 3 3/4 inch by 5 inches. And then once I get all the strips on here, I'm going to trim it down to 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 inch. So you want to make sure that the paper that you're gluing or taping your strips onto is bigger than your finished design. Because even though you can cut these strips with a pair of scissors, it really is better to cut them with a paper cutter. You get a nice smooth edge that way. And just take your time and put each one down, making sure that it looks as even and straight as possible. And I'm also picking up designs that don't necessarily match. So if one of the strips has lots of orange, the next one I'm going to find with a little bit more pink or a little more yellow. And then once I have them all on there, you can see that looks like a mess, right? I'm going to cut 2 straight edges. So I'm going to use a pair of scissors, and by turning it over on its back, I can see exactly where to trim those off, and I'm going up the side and then over the top. That gives me 2 straight edges. Now I'm still going to trim more of that off with the paper cutter, but this allows me to butt it up against the top of the paper cutter to trim down straight lines. And I'm cutting this to 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And once I have that all cut out, I mounted it onto a black panel that measures 3 5/8 inches by 4 7/8. And then using the Mixed Messages sentiment strips, I'm placing greetings over the black lines. So here you can see I have one that says happy birthday. I'm going to put one on top of that that says hello friend. So now it says hello friend, happy birthday. And then I'm going to add one more sentiment strip. And you can see I'm kind of turning it so it makes it easier to line it up straight. And then my final one says with love. And then I'm going to place that one right down here at the bottom. Now it says, hello friend, happy birthday with love. And you can mix and match any kind of sentiment strips that you have in your collection. So I wasn't sure about a pink card base or a yellow card base, but I went with Wild Dandelion because I thought it brought out the yellow in those stars. So there's my finished card. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's Foil It Friday card, and I hope you'll give it a try. Stay tuned to my channel for more 5-minute card videos, more Stampin' Chat live videos, and Foil It Friday videos too. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.